Russell of Hotels going live. You know what? Just for a couple minutes. This is my daily check-in. Of course, I do it daily, Monday through Friday. This is the nooner time check-in, so it's 12:01 as we speak. I try to do these around nooner. So I don't know why that makes me laugh. But anyway, hope you guys are well. Hope your weekend was great. I had a great weekend. Had some good food options over the weekend. You guys know I'm about that non-meat eats, so you guys know how I get down. Let me just make sure real quick that I am live on. I know I'm live on YouTube, and I always do this. I have to do this because you never know. You know, sometimes I'm live on YouTube and LinkedIn, and sometimes I'm not. You know, but now I checked it out. I'm good. We're good to go. Let me open up the chat. You guys can always make comments. Say hey, hello, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Monday. You know, whatever. Today is Tequila Day, right? It's a National Tequila Day. I heard something like that. So I think in LA is always National Tequila Day. It's tequila somewhere, right? But yeah. So what I hear is National Tequila Day. So make sure you go out if you have a shot at home. If you have tequila at home, go ahead and have a shot of your favorite tequila. If not, go out. Although today is not Taco Tuesday, it's Monday, Tequila Monday. But you can have tacos any day. Okay, so go out and have some tacos and take a couple shots of Patron for me, if you wouldn't mind, or whatever kind of Cuervo, whatever kind of Anejo, whatever you like as far as tequila is. Tequila. I guess out of the spirits, I think tequila is my favorite one. I don't like gin. I don't like vodka. Tequila, yeah, I'm a tequila fan. So have you a margarita, whatever. So just go out and have a good time and just be safe, okay? But anyway, once again, comment is open. This is on air. I'm sorry, not on air. This is daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. On air with Russell of Hotels is my live hospitality talk show. Might as well go ahead and say something about that, right? I got a good little segue. Comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow is show number 200 and I think 15, I believe. So it comes on live, same station here or same platform, YouTube and LinkedIn as well. So you don't have to change. You have to search. You have to do any of that stuff. Just 1 o'clock tomorrow on air with Russell of Hotels, my live hospitality talk show. We go a little bit in detail. It's a longer show. It was at least an hour. This right here, these daily check-ins, they go from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Last week, I think I did one about 40 minutes. It just depends on what I have to talk about. Oh, I guess I don't have to talk about anything or what I want to talk about. And, it depends on who comes on and who makes comments and all that kind of stuff, because I do welcome the engagement, because that is important. Muy importante that we have engagement. Okay. That's what it's all about. So, but anyway, Monday, July 24th, you guys know the strike is back on. I've been talking about the hotel strike here in Los Angeles. In fact, let me back up. I had to get out of LA for a minute. So this is Chicago. The backdrop right now today is Chicago. ChooseChicago.com. So if you're interested in staying in Chicago, just ChooseChicago.com. I always love one thing about, being in hospitality, and me specifically being a hotel site selection company or person or whatever specialist. I get to go to a lot of different destinations. And Chicago definitely has to be one of my favorite ones, especially when it comes to conventions and conferences. A lot of things to do in Chicago. This right here it was on a kind of it's a boat tour, but basically they're talking about the buildings, the architecture, which is very unique in Chicago. They explain all the buildings in Chicago. I love Chicago. Okay, I love Chicago. Is there a song called "I Love Chicago"? I don't know. Aloha, Craig. Hey, Craig Sullivan, how are you? Hope you are well. This is how this works. So when people make comments, get the comments right on the screen there. Let me just lower it down a little bit. But yeah, so the comments will be right there. So Craig Sullivan says aloha, and his next comment is smiley face. Okay, showing all 32 teeth. So hope all is well, Craig. Thank you so much for joining. But yeah, so I'm tired of LA, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna show some Chicago today. Okay, I'm all about Chicago, so choose Chicago today. But yeah, so the reason I bring up Chicago, or the reason why I kind of put Chicago up today. Last week I was doing one of these daily. Well, it was a daily check-in, but I did it on Instagram, which I don't do a lot of things on Instagram these days, and some people know why I don't do a lot of things on Instagram, but not to go into that. But I was doing one last Friday. I was actually live from the Level Hotel downtown LA. Okay. And then a young lady comes on and says, "Hey, I stayed at the Level Hotel in Chicago, and I had to pay the rate that I paid was $1,000 for a 3 bedroom suite in Chicago." And I was thinking, I said, okay. And she said it wasn't worth, $1,000. It was $1,000 a night, $1,000 a night for a 3 bedroom. And I'm like, well, Chicago's expensive, especially during the summer months, because that's their season. And you got to remember seasonality for a lot of different destinations. Chicago, we all know Chicago as being, it snows and it rains a lot, it's windy, all that kind of stuff. Okay, the weather is inclement. We understand that, right? Well, they don't have the conferences and conventions during those times of the year, right? They have the convention and conferences spring through probably about September. I'm gonna say maybe September, maybe early October, and that's when the weather starts to change, right? So springtime, we'll say March, late March, maybe 1st of April through probably, like I said, September, October, maybe I'm gonna say first week of October. So meaning they only have a couple of months to have where they have good weather. So those rates, during those time periods, that's their season, is going to be at a premium. So $1,000 a night, you probably got out pretty cheap, is what I'm thinking, right? So, always check to make sure where you're going. And if you have to go on certain dates, you have to go. You can't change that, right? But always know that, okay, this is the season for this particular destination. Okay, the rates are probably typically going to be higher. Okay, so you got to make sure you know about that stuff. It shouldn't be a surprise that the rates are going to be this. Okay, the rates are going to be that. Okay, because it's based on seasonality. It's based on what's going on in the area. Chicago's a huge convention town. Even if you're not there for a convention, you're going to be caught up in it, right? So you may be there. I'm just going to take, a couple of days off and take my family down there. Well, regardless of why you're going, there's somebody there for a convention, which means the rates are going to be a lot higher, and it's going to impact your rates as well. So just be mindful of that, cognizant, if you will, that rates go up based on what's going on in a particular destination. Chicago's one of the top convention destinations in the United States. I won't say it's in the top three. Okay, so this time of year, the rates are always going to be out of control. Okay, they are. They're always going to be out of control. But every now and then you can find some little windows of opportunity, like maybe between conventions. Like, okay, the rates are not as high, I can go this time. But we set the dates first, and then we start looking, for hotels. Maybe we should look at the rates first and then set the dates. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But this is a boat tour that I did with some event. I can't remember. I was there for a conference or a convention as well. So but I always get an opportunity once I go to Chicago. Sometimes I do the same thing. Sometimes we do a little different things. Maybe we do tours of different buildings like the Wrigley building and things like that, or the stadiums that are there. But the architecture in Chicago is so unique and so dope. So this is a great one. It's one of those boat tours that it went through the main part of the downtown area and then turns around, and you talk about the other buildings and things like that. They pointed out separate bills. Certain buildings, they talked about it. It was the greatest thing. Okay, so I guess this is the Chicago River Tour. Maybe that's what it's called. But they're all over the place. But anyway, Chicago's one of my favorite places to go. Downtown Chicago, not anywhere else, but just the downtown area. I always have an agenda when I come on these things, and I have a couple things I want to talk about just to make sure that hotels were doing what we should be doing. Especially the hotels in LA. Business may not be where we want it to, but for our sales teams, we still need to be out there making some stuff happen. So, boom. Let me jump in it. Number one is just 4 quick little things, nothing big, nothing you got to take notes for, unless that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I always try to give these teachable things. lately I'm all about the education of trying to find business because I get calls all the time, and this is maybe this kind of free game, right? So I'm just gonna scratch the surface on some of this stuff. I'm not gonna go into detail, but at the end of the day, when you see these things that I put up, you still got to put in the work. Okay, it's not okay. I can write these things down and things are gonna happen. No, you have to actually put in the work to make them happen, right? So, is your hotel searchable? What does that even mean? Is it searchable? Is it searchable on every social media platform? Let's just start with that. So, every hotel should have an account on every major social media platform. You may not have to post on all these things because I know that requires some work or some time, but you should at least have a page on each explaining, where your website or whatever, or just a quick profile or explanation of what your hotel is, where it's located, whatever. But you should always have, at the very minimum, a a corporate page on each social media platform. That's Facebook, that's LinkedIn, that's YouTube, that's Twitter, that's Instagram. Okay. Did I say LinkedIn already? I think I did. Even TikTok. So I'm talking that's 6 or 7 platforms that you should have at least a page on there. I'm not saying that you need to post on there every day. No, I'm saying that you need to have a page on there. A lot of times I search for people on LinkedIn. Okay. I'm a big proponent of LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. In fact, this is live on LinkedIn, right? But you'd be surprised how many hotels don't have corporate pages on LinkedIn. How are you going to be found? Okay, LinkedIn is a business, it's for businesses, quote unquote businesses, right? And we don't have a presence on there. Just a couple of days ago, I think it was Friday as well, I mentioned that LinkedIn, you should have a business page. And this young lady that has a business, she has a boutique store or something, women's store in Culver City, California, right? She didn't have a LinkedIn page. But when I mentioned that, she said, that's the next thing I'm going to do. As soon as I get up this, as soon as this live is over, I'm going to start a LinkedIn page because she didn't have one. You need to have a presence on, especially if it's your own business. Russell of Hotels has a corporate page. I don't just have the Russell L. Edmond page. I have the Russell of Hotels page as well because that's my business. You have to have one. You don't know how people are going to find you or search for you. That's what a lot of times we get in our own head. Well, no one's going to find me that way. How the hell do you know how people are searching for you? See, that's the thing. We get caught up in our own, we start smelling ourselves. Okay. We just think, oh, well, I know. No, it's not about what you know. It's about what they do. Okay. So remember that people will find you or look for you in different ways. You just have to make sure you're searchable. Okay. And if that's Google, make sure all the platforms are on there because Twitter, if you put something on Twitter, it automatically goes to Google for the most part. So if you were to post something on Twitter and you do a Google search for your name or your company name, you're going to see that Twitter page or that Twitter post come up. I do it all the time. I try it all the time. So I always look at my name, Russell L. Edmond. What comes up under Russell L. Edmond? What was the last thing that posted and all that kind of stuff? Always look at those things. So look at your company name, Google your company name, Google your name, see what happens, see what comes up. You may find something that you may like or you may not like, and you may want to say, I may want to change this. This is not right. So just make sure your hotel is searchable. You don't know how people want to find you. The key is you want people to find you. Okay. So just make sure we're doing everything we can to make sure we are searchable. Number 2, email campaigns. Okay, this is for hotels, right? So hotels, we spend so much time and energy getting information about our guests, the guests that stay with us. What do we do with the information when we get it? We get email addresses, we get their names, their company names, why are they here, the firstborn. We get all these things, but what do we do with it? What do we do with it? Craig says he's out of here. Is that what you're saying, Craig? He winked at me. Okay, Craig, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. But I'm always, like I said, if you make comments, you post things on the chat, I'm going to make sure I put them on the screen in real time so we can all see them. Okay, so no, thank you, Craig. I appreciate you coming on. But email campaigns. we get all the information. We're a hotel, right? We put an emphasis on, oh, we want to get all this information. We want to get email address. We want to get cell phone numbers. We get all this information. But what do we do with it? Do we use it for our separate email campaign? Even if you're having a company do it, are we getting the right information? Are we giving that information to them? Okay, let's say we don't have an outside company to do it. Let's say we're doing our own internal. Great live chat. Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate that. Let me put that on there. Craig says, great live chat. Thank you so much, Craig. Appreciate it. I appreciate you always listening, always supporting. Thank you so much. So the information that we get that from our guests, email, all that information. What do we do? Say we want to do a separate email campaign. We can, because we have that information. Let's start using that stuff. I mean, we get all this information, but we don't use it. So we need to start using it for promotions, for our, staycations, for our promotions, book today, there's a convention coming in a couple of weeks, book now, get the cheaper rate now, group business, whatever it is we're trying to go after, make sure we are putting that out. We need to email people, okay? We have their email addresses. Some hotels probably got, 100,000 email addresses. I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. But for every person that stays there, you should have an email address, right? So utilize that information. We're just letting that stuff go. We're getting information, but we're not doing anything with it. Why did we get it then if we're not doing anything with it? So I know I'm beating a dead horse for some people, right? Like, oh, we do it. We do it all the time. Yeah. Sure you do. I would say out of 10 hotels, I would bet 50% out of 10 hotels, maybe 4 are using it. Yeah, I said it. I put it out there, right? I bet out of every 10 hotels, only 4 use. That's 40%. 40% of the hotels out there are utilizing their email or using emails for email campaigns. It's probably less than that, but I'm hoping my hotel community people they're doing it. I'm hoping 40% are doing it, but something tells me they're not. Okay, like I said, I can say all these things all day long, but guess what? You have to do the work. Okay, you got to put in the work, people. So email campaign. So boom. Leverage influencer marketing. What the heck is that? In fact, I wrote something down here. Let me just see. Leverage influence marketing. Partner with what am I saying? Partner with travel influencers or bloggers who have a significant following, and this is specifically LA. I'm talking LA. I mean, you can use this no matter what market you're in, but I'm talking about LA because that's where I happen to be, and I think the hotels, LA needed a little bit more help. I'm sure hotels other places need help too, but I'm focusing on my LA peeps at the moment. So partner with travel influencers or bloggers who have a significant following in the LA area. Collaborate with them to showcase your hotel's unique features and experiences to a wider audience. So there's influencer marketers everywhere, right? We can find, if you don't know any, I know some, and I vetted them. I know who they are. They can help you out, right? But you always want to make sure they're the right influencers for you, because sometimes we'll hire influencers, but if you're not a what am I trying to say? A luxury hotel, and you're hiring an influencer marketer whose audience, they do luxury travel. Well, does that work? If they're a luxury influencer and you're like a 3-diamond hotel, will that really work? I don't think so. More than likely, those people wouldn't stay with you because they stay with luxury brand hotels. Okay, but if you're a luxury brand hotel, okay, so just make sure the influencer marketing company or people that you're using are in alignment with your hotel. What's going on at your hotel, your establishment? Okay, what's going on with you? Have the same thought process behind what you're doing, right? So, but they're out there. I can help you vet those people. That's not a problem, but you got to do it, right? So, and a lot of them, I mean, they carry a lot of weight, right? And it's not necessarily about the numbers that they have, okay? Okay, I'll move this one. They got, why'd you use them? Because they got 200,000 followers. Okay, but who are these 200,000 followers? Look at the percentages. This is what you do. Look at the percentages because there's always a lot of people, people that have a lot of following, right? But look at the engagement. Okay, um, look at the number of people that follow them and look at their engagement. Meaning, how many people have made comments about whatever they posted? Is it like 5%, 10%, 1%? What is it? I don't know what that is, but just make sure you look at those things. Those are certain things that you should look at, right? And it's not about how many, it's about the engagement. What are these people saying? You have to actually look and see, what are these people saying? Like, oh, that's a great hotel. Oh, I love it. I'm going to stay there tonight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Send me a link, whatever. What are they saying? What are their responses to these things? I mean, there's ways that we can monitor what's going on. I think it's a good tool to use. It's just that we have to monitor what's going on. We got to make sure we're getting what we're paying for them to do, right? So leverage influencer marketing. The last one, monitor competitor strategies. Okay, what are your competitors doing? Every hotel has a competitive set. Okay, we got 5 or 6, sometimes 7 hotels in our comp set. Okay, you hotel people know what I'm talking about. So you know who you compete with, and whoever's in your competitive set basically has the same setup as your hotel. Like, say if I'm a 180 room hotel, they typically have around there 180 to 200 rooms, the same amount of space. You may share the same type of clientele. Okay, maybe you may be in the same area. Like, say if it's a downtown property, you may not be on the same street, but you're in the same neighborhood for the most part. Okay, same proximity to like the convention center or whatever. So same food and beverage. You got one food and beverage outlet, they have one. You got a rooftop pool and rooftop bar, they have one too. Okay, so but you want to find what's unique. Okay, find out what's unique to your particular property and find out what the rates they're quoting, right? What are they promoting? What are they promoting as far as their hotel? What unique features are they promoting? What about their bar? What are they promoting there? Do they have a DJ? You don't have one. You want to make sure that you know what they're doing, and you want to make sure you're doing all that you can to make sure you're getting business from them. Okay, that's what it's all about. That's why you have to monitor what your competitors are doing. It's funny how I can ask some directors of sales and marketing, and they don't know what their competitors are doing. They may know who they are, thank God for that, but that doesn't mean that they know exactly what they're doing. What is their what's the last thing they posted on Instagram or Facebook or whatever? They have an Instagram or Facebook page? Those are questions I get. Right? I'm like, yeah, they do. I know they do because I follow them. Okay, you should follow everyone in your comp set. Boom, put in your own game. Okay, every director of sales and marketing is out there. Craig Giangrosso says hello. Hey, Craig, how are you? So every director of sales and marketing who's out there, who's listening, and there'll be some listening, okay, later or watching later. Make sure your hotel is following each one of your competitors. If you have an Instagram account, make sure you're following all your competitors. If you got a Facebook account, make sure you're following your competitors. If you got a LinkedIn, make sure you follow your competitors. Because when they post things, you'll get a notification. What they posted, you'll see what their strategies are. You'll see what their promotions are going on. They got a special going on this day. What's going on over there? Or maybe what's not going on over there? Because we're busy. They must be sucking wind because they're 50% off of this, 50% off of that. Or maybe they're highlighting their food and beverage outlets. Whatever it is, you won't know until you follow them. You don't necessarily have to even go to their hotel. Follow them. They will let you know if they're doing a good job of social media. They will let you know exactly what they're doing. See, we don't even think about that stuff, do we? I don't know. Am I just preaching? Am I just talking to myself? Or am I preaching to the choir? Which one is it? But yeah, so we need to make sure that we monitor competitors' strategies, see what they're doing, And a good way to find out what they're doing, follow them on every social media outlet they use or platform that they use. You use the same ones, okay? Because we already know you do, right? So just remember, follow your competitors, right? This is the key thing. These are the key things. Follow your competitors. Make sure you have a LinkedIn page, okay? You have to do it. You have to do it. Craig is laughing at me. Craig is like throwing up. He's like rolling. He ain't just laughing. He's rolling. Okay. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate you. But yeah, so make sure that we're doing those things. We have to, in order to get a hold on what our competition is doing. We have to know what we have to monitor them, right? So how do we monitor them? Yeah, we can go. Someone's saying in my ear, yeah, we got to go to the hotel. Yeah, you can go to the hotel. Yeah, in fact, that's a smart thing to do as well. Because regardless of what they put on social media, you need to be in the presence of their hotel, see what's going on there, see the flow, see what's going on. Here, sit in the lobby and listen to people. What are they saying about their competitors, or what are they saying about your competitors? What do they say about the hotel? Ask people. You know what I do? I go to hotels. I mean, I'm not affiliated with a hotel with any one hotel, right? But I'll go to hotels. In fact, I was at the Level Hotel. I was at the Level Hotel on Friday, and we're waiting for the elevator. And there was this lady and her son, and we got in a conversation. I found out that she was from Cincinnati, okay. And my daughter went to school in Cincinnati, right? So I said, "Oh, I know Cincinnati." And she looked at me like, "Yeah, right, sure you do." I said, "Yeah, my daughter went to Xavier." "Oh my God, really?" And we went in this whole conversation about Xavier and UC, which is University of Cincinnati, which is not too far from Xavier. And she goes, "Oh, so you know the area?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I said, "What brings you to LA?" So I said all that to say, what brings you to LA? "Oh, we just on a whim, we just say, hey, let's. My son always wanted to go to Universal Studios, so it was a good time to come, and we chose this hotel, and we went to Universal Studios. We're just here I think they're there for 4 days or something like that. So you'll be amazed what you'll find out. Just ask questions. If I'm asking questions, I'm not affiliated with a hotel. Why don't you go to other hotels and see why are they staying here? Why they choose that hotel? How was their stay? I mean, we have to do these things to get a competitive edge over our competitors. Okay, we have to do it. But sometimes we rely on reports, which we do. We should at sometimes, right? But nothing takes the place of you seeing clients or talking to people and see what makes them tick. Why are they staying at that hotel? Maybe they saw a promotion that you didn't see, that you didn't know. Oh, they're having this promotion, stay one night, stay two, get 2 nights free or something. I'm just throwing it out there. They have free parking or whatever. You need to find out. Go and be a lobby lizard in someone else's lobby. Ask questions. It's okay. There's no game, there's no rule book that says you can't do it. Okay? I mean, we just have to do certain things. You have to do things that your competition is not doing. Okay? We got to get to the root of it, and that's the competitors. There you go. See, somebody made a good comment here. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Hello, Godfather. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, Michael Corleone said that. Who was that? Let me just make sure. Let me see who said that. I have to look and see who made that comment because it comes up as a LinkedIn comment. It doesn't come in as who this person is. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I had to put that down. You're giving too much credit. 2 decades in sales, never seen more than 50. Yeah, I think so. I didn't see that comment, William. Oh my goodness, where are you? Let me see. I didn't see that comment you just made, William. Oh man, I don't know why that didn't come across. I'm sorry about that, William. But I'm glad I'm looking at this. It says you're giving too much credit. 2 decades in sales, never seen more than 15% consistently follow up or do newsletters. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I know I was giving too much credit, but I'm hoping that they are doing something there, William. Okay, thank you so much for that comment. I appreciate that. And then that was Jasmine. And now, do I pronounce your last name Vias? And let me know if I'm saying it wrong. Please correct me. But Jasmine says, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That is so important. And you hit it right on the head, Jasmine. Thank you so much. That's what you should do. Keep your enemies close or your competition close. We don't want to say enemies, okay? But I love it though, Jasmine. I love where you're going with this, right? But keep them close. Know exactly what's going on because you compete with them. You don't just compete with that one. You compete with the other 5 that are in your comp set as well. So it may be 5 other hotels or 6 hotels. Regardless of what it is, you need to find out exactly what they're doing. This is what I would do. Okay, this is me. I'm a director of sales and marketing at this new property downtown hotel. This is a hypothetical, right? All my sales managers have at least one hotel that they're responsible for. It's what am I trying to say? Well, they're responsible for one hotel in your comp set. So say I have 5 different salespeople, some catering, whatever, some sales managers, whatever. Each one of them will be assigned a competitive hotel or a competitor hotel, a hotel that's in our comp set that's a competitor. Okay, each one of them would be assigned one of them. It'll be their responsibility to go and find out the same information that I just told you about, right? To kind of don't just be a lobby lizard in your lobby. Go to your competitor's lobby and find out why these guests are staying there and not staying with you. I would end the conversation by like, hey, do you know about the whatever XYZ hotel? That happens to be the hotel that you work for, right? And just maybe they never even heard of it. Note to self, we need to put out more promotion because these people never heard of it. Try to find out if you can get their email address or whatever, and then put them on your list. Like say, hey, I'm Russell Edmond, and I happen to be at Hotel XYZ right down the street, and I was wondering why you chose to stay here and not stay with us. Well, I never heard of your hotel, Russell. What the heck? You're not doing a great job of promoting it. That could be it. Or it could be a brand situation like, oh, this is branded and I get my points and this and that. But then this gives you an opportunity to talk about the highlights of your hotel or the uniqueness of your property. Oh, we're built in the 20s and blah, blah, blah. We've got a rooftop pool, lounge, whatever. Our chef has been, recognized for this, and that. We got vegan options. We all about the non-meat eats. I mean, whatever it is. I'm just throwing information out there. But we need to do more of that. Like I said, we a lot of times we wait for business to come to us. We're reacting to the business coming. We're not being proactive. We're not going out there and knocking on doors and shaking trees and seeing what falls out. Right? We're just waiting for that phone to ring, and hopefully it rings soon because you know what? Our budget is due, or I'm not making my numbers. So make sure I'm waiting for somebody to call in. Sometimes we got to go out there and see. You never know what you're going to find unless you go out there and see. You may run across a corporate group or a new corporation just moved in. They just happen to stay there because maybe the salespeople went over there. They knocked on their door. So we got to get out and make sure stuff happens. You can learn a lot by visiting the comp set lobby or breakfast. Hello? You are right. Let me put that on here. Miss Robin Moncrief, aka Robin Lynn she be from Houston. She made a comment, says you can learn a lot by visiting the comp set lobby bar or breakfast. That's what she said. Now, I just said that right now. She works at a property now. In fact, let me put that back up here. It went away too soon, Robin. You can learn a lot by visiting. Okay, you can learn a lot by visiting. Did I say that? You can learn a lot by visiting the comp set lobby, bar, or breakfast. There's people there that are guests that you can have conversations with. They will spill all the information. They will spill all the tea. Okay. That is so great. And I'm sure Robbie Lynn does that same thing. She wouldn't be saying it if she didn't do it. Okay. So Robbie Lynn works at a hotel. She's in sales. She knows. Okay. To say I can say things based on my experiences, but a lot of people say, well, you don't work at a hotel now. You don't know if that works or not. Well, it does work because Robbie Lynn just said it. And for me, I go to lobbies myself, okay, as Russell, or just as, they don't know if I'm a guest or not. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking who they're. In fact, the lady that I met at the Level Hotel, it never got around to why I was at that hotel. I was just there asking. I just asked her a question, and she just went with it. From as long as it takes to wait for an elevator to go down from level 4 to level 1, I had where she was from. I had why she was in town, how many days she liked the hotel, her and her son. Okay, I got 4 things in it was probably less than 30 seconds. But you don't know unless you ask. You have to ask those questions, salespeople. I mean, that's what we're there to do. We're there to probe and ask questions and get a leg up on our competition or our competitive set or whatever. That's what we're there to do, right? So I have let's see. Ooh, where was I? Okay, Craig says I have the world's largest pool in the Yes, you do, Craig. Okay. You are too much. Yes, you do, Craig. And he says thumbs up. Yes, we appreciate that. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's all about, engagement. And then of course Craig, he's beside himself. He's over there rolling. Okay, he's in Orange County next to the world's biggest pool, laughing. Right. He Craig's in Orange County, so his pool is the ocean. Okay, just probably the beach. I mean, he probably can throw a rock and hit into the water from his place. But anyway, that's cool. I like that. All right, I like that, Craig. But no, thank you guys so much for that. You see, these are comments are good. These are things that it kind of validates what I'm saying, right? Because you got people here that are in the field working now. This is what they do. This is what they know. This is what's worked for them, and I appreciate you guys making those comments. Thank you so much. But yeah, these lives don't have to be that long, but it's all about the engagement, and I welcome the engagement. So thank you so much to Craig, to Jasmine, to Robin Moncrief, to William Davis. Thank you so much. But yeah, so we need to use the tools that we have. I mentioned earlier, and when I put things up, I make them disappear. Okay, so you can go back and look at the replay and see exactly what I said, because I'm not going to post this anywhere other than on these lives. So make sure, what is that right there? July 27th. What's July 27th? Thursday. Well, I tell you, people. I'll save that comment for another time. But yeah, just make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do. We get all this information about our guests. We get email addresses. If we're not doing an email blast on a regular basis based on those email addresses that we have over the years that we have amassed to, hundreds of thousands of people on, former guests and things like that. If we don't use that as promotional, to promote certain things or let people know what's going on in the hotel, we're missing the boat. And it's damn near free, isn't it? I mean, if you have the email addresses, it maybe cost to, do a Canva do a promo base, do it through Canva, okay? If you got a Canva account, don't have one, let me know. I'll give you my account, okay? But just do it. Make sure it happens. Even if you're just posting something, special rate at this hotel, just send it. It's fine. Send something, okay? Send something, because you're missing a great opportunity to do it. And you can be doing it monthly. And you can add that to your list on your marketing plan, right? Like, hey, I completed this month, right? Because I do it every month. We send out an email blast. That's your email blast right there, okay? If you don't have it on your marketing plan, you should have it. If you don't have social media, being involved in social media, you should have it on there too. If your hotel does not have a corporate page on every single freaking social media page or social media platform, you're missing the boat on that too. Now, I'm not saying that you have to post every day on that. I said you should have a corporate page on each social media platform. If that's TikTok, okay, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Is that 5? Did I say LinkedIn too? Or maybe that's 6. I don't know. But I'm talking just 6. Okay, you use the same profile for each one of them. I don't see why that's a big deal, because I follow hotels all the time, right? Because that's my job, right? My job is to consult with hotels. And when I consult with them, first thing I do before I have a conversation, I'm doing my research on this hotel. I want to see what they have. Okay. And sometimes they don't have those things. I was looking up a hotel last week on LinkedIn. They didn't have a corporate page. So I'm like, why wouldn't you have a corporate page? That doesn't make sense to me. Oh, we don't? And that was the response I got. I said, oh, you may want to create a corporate page on LinkedIn. We don't have one. And it was like that. And I was like, no, you don't. Unless it's under another name. Would it be under another name? No, it would be under the hotel name. I said, well, you don't have one, and I suggest that you get one, that you just do one. I mean, that doesn't make sense for us not to have that. Okay, so like I said, I'm not just stopping at LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I'm saying you all need one, right? Because that's a corporate platform, right? A company platform for businesses. Okay, that your hotel is a business, right? So have one. Every business should have one. Russell Oak Hotels has a corporate page on LinkedIn because I want to be found. It's not about what we think. It's about what how other people are searching for us. We cannot tell other people how to search for us. So I said this earlier, but this is for the people just coming on. I get obviously, right? So just make sure that we're doing everything that we can do to make it easy for guests to find us. That's the thing. You want to make it easy for your guests or potential guests to find you. So let's see. Indeed, my friend. Yeah, thank you so much, Craig. Appreciate it. So anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining this quick little brief. How much time? 41 minutes. Okay, 41 minutes of fun. Okay, so you can share this. You can come back and listen to it again. I'm trying to do more educational things on these because I think it's important. I think that I hate to say it. I think we're missing the boat on a lot of different things and this is something that you don't need to spend a lot of money to do. These are things that we have the capability of using some of these tools that I've been putting out for the last month, at least the last month, to utilize. I mean, we can hit the ground running with them now. It's just that there is work that needs to be done, right? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as, oh, Russell said this, I'm going to write this down, and automatically business is going to come to the door. No, that's not going to happen that way. You have to take what I'm putting out there, and utilize it. If that's something as simple as going and hanging out in your competitors' freaking lobby bar, breakfast bar, just like Robin, co-signed for me, then you do that. That's a start, right? That is a start. Go and ride their elevator. Go to your competitor, ride their elevator in the morning. Go in the morning, and you'll find out everything you need to know if you ride an elevator in the morning, okay? You'll see people had a good day, they're pissed off, they had a good night, whatever. You'll find out everything. I used to do this all the time. So just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Craig's on fire today. He's hitting bullseyes and everything. Okay, no, thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate that. That is it. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, make sure you guys share this stuff. Like I said, these things I'm trying to be more educational and less just talking. I mean, yeah, I'm a talk anyway, but I want people to walk away with something and stuff that can be shared with their teams. Like I said, I'm a former salesperson. Now I want to devote as much time as I can to helping sales teams out or hotels in general. I mean, that's what I'm all about. I've always been about that. But I just want to give more information out there and how you can do these things. I even went like different market segments, how to find business in different market segments. Just go back and look at my old in the last week, I'm saying, of daily check-ins and things like that. LinkedIn is my platform of choice, although I utilize all the other platforms, but you will see most of my stuff on LinkedIn. So you don't have to search anywhere else. All the stuff will be here on LinkedIn. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let me throw one more comment there from Craig. So true. Did the same thing when we would go into a new area to buy a hotel. Exactly. There you go. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate you. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I appreciate you. And then who was this that said this? Another great writer. That was Jasmine. Jasmine says, another great live with relevant content. Thank you, Russell. No, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Jasmine, for coming on. Your comments. Just the comments, the interaction, that means the world. I appreciate that. You guys have a great day. We'll do it again tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is On Air with Russell of Hotels live hospitality talk show. Comes on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Same platform, that's YouTube and LinkedIn. Okay, so lock it in. Make sure you follow me. If we're not linked already on LinkedIn, make sure we are. If you don't subscribe to me on YouTube, make sure you do. Appreciate it. Then you get those notifications right away. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Happy Monday, and we'll see you soon. Peace.